Hello and welcome to the TV program. Well, I don't really understand why the TV people came to me and wanted to do some videos, but they did. Now, you'll have to excuse me here. I'll probably be coughing some. I just got out of hospital. They had me there for pneumonia. But when you get older, I guess that happens. So, what's going on? Well, some TV folks, they came to me and they said, well, I heard that you're coming to the town of Bjornholm to start over as a farmer. And I said, yeah, I am. And they said, well, we'd like to do a program about that. And I told them I didn't understand why, but I agreed. And then they gave me some interesting things. They called them Google Glasses. Now, I am wearing them right now, and they said most of the video would be from my Google Glasses, but they got some drones, they said, that flying around. I didn't see them yet, but they said they're around. But these Google Glasses are very interesting. You know, I'm an older man, so, well, I didn't really understand it, but I'm kind of liking them. Now, you see up in the upper right of my glasses here, you see it's hooked into my bank account. Now, I'm not too thrilled about that, but hooked into my bank account so you know how much money I have. It's got the clock, it's got the weather, which is important when you're a farmer. And then down in the bottom left, they're using something called a GPS, and it's got a map. And now when I tap the side of my glasses, hold on, nope, that's not right. Wait, there. Now look at that. It expands it. You can see the entire area, which is good because I'm new here to Bjornholm, and well, to be honest, I'll probably get lost. So this is kind of cool. I think it's cool. Now I gotta close it. I tap my glasses again. No, not there. There. Yeah, there we go. And then it goes away. Now that's not all. Now when I bought the farm here, I cashed in all my money, and then I had to take out a loan. I don't like having loans, but I took out a loan, and I got some equipment here. Yeah, I got myself a base of the line harvester, which I had to buy brand new, which I did not like. Then I got this here, get me off there, this star. Now, it's an ugly orange color, but there's a reason for that. I got this one used. That's right. These things are like 100 and something thousand euro. Well, town about 100 kilometers south of here. Well, they had bought some new big tractor, and they were selling it. And I went down there and I said, well, I'll give you some money for it. And they said, well, sure. So I got it, and it's unfortunately in municipal colors, they call it, which is ugly, but we'll make do. Now I got this partner Vita Sim. I got it from a friend of mine. He's got a farm. He's about 30 or 40 kilometers west of here, and he pulled it out of his shed. He didn't need it no more. And I said, well, I'll take it. Now, how much do I owe you for it? And he said, you don't owe me nothing. And I said, well, that's the best price there is. And then while I was there, I noticed he had a cultivator out back. And I said, well, can I have the cultivator too? I'll give you maybe like 500 euro. And he said, no, just take the cultivator. I don't use it no more. And it's just going to sit out there and rust if nobody takes it. So, well, I took it. They're still dirty, but, you know, I'm okay with that. I'll deal with that. I did have to buy this plow brand new. But, well, you know, you got to buy some stuff new. And then we got ourselves this little trailer. That's really nice. And then I bought this old Hurleyman. And I got it because, well, it's kind of like me. It's kind of old. But also because having one tractor would be a bad idea. And then the boys from the TV program, they came and they set up what's called a Wi-Fi hotspot on all of my equipment. So when I get in, watch what happens. Now look in the bottom right of my screen there. Yeah, these Google Glasses are hooked up so that they know how fast I'm going and how much fuel I got. And even more importantly, which I find to be completely amazing, is that some of my equipment here, like the trailer here and the the seater here, they're hooked in. When you hook up to the back of the tractor, it hooks into this Wi-Fi hotspot, and then it shows up in my Google Glasses telling me how much I got inside my equipment. and I think that is an absolutely fabulous thing as a farmer. I really do enjoy it. Now, why are we here? Well, about 50 years ago, this place used to be a big farming area. And then the war happened. And after the war, well, America happened. And America sent over so many goods, so much food, our farmers here, they couldn't compete. And a lot of them, they just went out of business and they faded away. So nobody's been farming here for a long time, which is actually really good because it means that the land is going to be very, very fertile for us. Now, it also means everything's overgrown. I've looked and I've looked, but everything is overgrown. Now, we're gonna take care of that. We're gonna carve ourselves out a little bit of land here. We're gonna start ourselves off on our route of becoming farmers here in Bjornholm. But before we do that, let me introduce you to a little friend of mine. I'll hop over here. Now over here, my grandkids call this little fella here Mr. Scratches. Don't really know why. Presumably he's going to scratch the ground. He's a lazy chicken though. But that's Mr. Scratches. Hush, Mr. Scratches. And that's really all we got. My wife's up in the house there. She's taking care of the house. The kids are off doing their thing, and the grandkids and all that. They're not going to be around here very often. What? What was that? Oh, one of them TV guys. They got a little thing in my ear so they can talk to me. They said, "Introduce yourself." I said, "Well, I guess I need to, don't I? You don't know who I am." Well, the name's Hans Johansson. And we're here in Bjornholm. We're going to run ourselves a farm. And the first thing we're going to do is we need to clear off this land here. Now, I learned something during my time. I got so many stories for you guys. Now, the boys at the TV program, they told me I shouldn't tell you a bunch of stories. I should tease you. And I don't like teasing, so I'm just going to tell you those stories later, okay? But I got stories, and I learned so much in my lifetime. I've done so many things. But we're going to start by clearing off some land. Now, how are we going to do that, you might say? Well, I learned something in my day. And what I learned was you can make use of everything. And what we're going to do is we're going to make use of this bit of land over here, which we don't own. This is what they call municipal land. This is land nobody owns. I'll be able to buy it if I ever get the money for it. Right now I don't have nearly enough money for that. But what we're going to do is we're going to cut down these trees. We're going to limb them up, cut them into small enough pieces that the little stole can push them. We're just going to shovel them over here into this municipal land. Nobody's going to be bothered by it. And it clears off our land here. Then we're going to have to get a stump grinder. And I don't have the money for a stump grinder. So we're probably going to have to take out a little bit of a loan. But once we got that done, then we'll be able to plow this land up. And we'll be able to farm it. So let me go get out the old McCullough chainsaw. This is a good friend of mine. Let's start by felling this little sucker right here. Maybe. Let's go right. Let's get as close as we can to the ground. We'll cut this guy down. Timber! Not much of a timber there, was there? No. Well, we just gotta limb this sucker up. Oop, come on. There we go. Yeah, like I said, I've got so many stories to share with y'all. But them boys at the TV station, they keep saying, now Hans, whoa. Hans, this show's gonna go for a long time, so you don't need to rush into any of your stories. I told them some of my stories. They were laughing last night. They thought it was so much fun. A couple of them couldn't believe that I did some of the things I've done in my life, but, well, I had the pictures to prove it. And you know what they say? Pictures are worth many, many words. I think they say that's even worth 1,000 of them. That's a lot of words. I gotta be careful, the tree's gonna jump at us here. There we go. Alright. I spent a lot of time doing this kind of stuff. Well, we'll talk about that at some point in time. Some of you might be saying, well, Hans, you could make a lot of money with this. You're right, I could. I know this. Trees make you a lot of money. But you gotta be able to transport them. And that's something I can't do quite yet. So, we'll just have to make do with what we got here. Go. I get that thing? I did get that thing. Jeez. I'll tell you what, these oak trees, I wish they had a bunch of fir trees or maybe some pines in here, because these oak trees are a pain in the butt to cut up. I always preferred the tall and straight trees to these gnarly messes. Though I have to say, my son, he loves the oak trees. He's one of those people that makes stuff out of them. There we go. Now, they do tell me that if I keep doing the same thing over and over again, that the show's going to get very boring. But I do have to say, you have to walk before you can run. Right now, we ain't doing nothing until we get this here field cleared up a little bit. I'm going to have to do it pretty quickly. Can I get up there? I cannot. Right, let's see here. I think I can get this guy off of here, don't you think? Ah, I saw a little spot. The old McCulloch chainsaw. I've used this so many times. Not this one in particular, mind you. Whoa. But I've used McCullochs for a long time. I always did like them. Found them to be the best chainsaw that I ever used. And some of you might have your favorite chainsaws, but kind of like a gun if you're a soldier, you know? If you're a lumberjack, the chainsaw's kind of like your gun. It's your best friend. Yeah. Thought that one had something on it, but yeah, it did. Okay. Alright, so let's cut this guy right about here. Now we're going to have to cut down a lot of trees here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut up this one tree here. And I'll show y'all what I'm getting rid of it. I won't make you stay while I have to cut up all the rest of these trees. There's a lot of trees here. I'm not going to cut it clean, mind you. And what do I mean by that? Well, I'm going to leave some trees around the edge. For a couple of reasons. One, it just saves me from having to cut them. The other reason, well, it just sort of looks better. What are you attached to? There we go. We're getting there. Getting there. Let's cut this guy down. There we go. Cut that into 2 pieces there. A little V there, that'll be very difficult to deal with later. There we go. Now, oak trees are the worst. If you could, your best bet is a good old poplar tree. Or a fir. Fir or pine are the best for dealing with if you need to take down a tree quickly. They're the easiest to get rid of quickly. Some of you might be going, well, I don't know about that. I mean, outside of a fire, of course. Now, a fire would clear this out right quick for us. We'd be able to get right into our work, but I did ask the local council if I could use a little bit of fire, a little bit of the Sky Zone power, and they told me no. Said, Hans, that is not going to work for us. I said, okay, I can understand that. There's a lot of trees. If it got out of control, ooh, there'd probably be no way that we'd ever be able to get it back under control. So I'll respect that. And we'll just have to do it the hard way. That's all right. We're going to make this farm into something to be proud of. All right. Let's see, can I cut you right about here? Yep, right there. Now, I wisely could have cut one that was a little bit closer to the road, but like I did say, I am going to, we want to be careful about what we're doing here. Alright, let's put that up for now. So I probably should have cut this one down, honestly, but I didn't. Alright. Now we got to move this tree. Now I don't have a fork. Oop. But what I do have is a bucket. So what we're going to do is we're just going to push these trees out of the way. And we'll just push them over to this other field over here. And that's where we'll leave them until such time as we find ourselves a way to deal with them. There we go. Now, if I'm lucky, I might be able to convince a couple of friends of mine. We'll talk about some of my friends later, but I'd be able to convince a couple of my friends to come and give us a hand with some of this lumber, but right now they're a bit busy doing their thing. I don't want to take them away from what they're doing, because they're trying to make their ends meet. I'm trying to make my ends meet. It's the struggle of life. Making sure you got enough money to take care of you and yours, while still helping out your friends whenever possible. So what we got here, we got ourselves a bunch of trees to cut down. Now the boys are whispering in my ear, Hans, you're gonna have to stop soon. We gotta finish this first episode. Well, here's what I say to those boys. Boys, I'm gonna talk until I'm done talking. You might just have to stop your little recording episode or whatever you're doing and then do something else. I don't know how it's all going to work, but I'm not going to stop just because you're whispering in my ear. In fact, I might take that stupid little thing they're using to whisper in my ear and I might just throw it in a water bowl or something. I give it to Mr. Scratches. So Scratches can have the little talking noise in his ears. Well, I don't have to listen to him. Alright, looks like we just about got this bit of tree all cleared out of here. Opens up the land very nicely, don't you think? Look at that beautiful sun shining down on us. It is beautiful indeed. I think what we'll do here is we'll just leave that stuff there and cut down that tree, because that would be the smart thing to do. Let's get the tractor out of the way. So that's how we're going to handle this. We got to take down a lot of trees. And the worst part is most of them are oak. I don't like oak. Right about there. Now since the boys keep whispering in my ear, I think it's time to let y'all go about your days. Now when you come back, hopefully, I'm hoping that I will have finished at least clearing out ourselves a field so that we can start our farming. I have to go get a stump grinder. I don't really want a stump grinder, to be honest. You might say, why don't you want a stump grinder? Well, I don't want a stump grinder because that's a lot of work and it's expensive. And I don't really want it because it's expensive. Whoa! Gotta be careful there. Really should be wearing a hard hat. Wife's gonna yell at me if she sees this video. Thankfully, she don't like TV much, so that's not really gonna be a problem, I don't think. I think I can take this off. Oh. Yeah, I'm caught in disaster here. Not a good idea. It's just one man to another. Don't do that. Don't stand under a tree when you're cutting it. But I do have that one wedged up in that tree. That's great. All right. Well, I got a good bit of work ahead of me. Hopefully you'll enjoy this little show. These little boys said it'd make a great show. If you think so, let them know. If you don't, well, I guess I'll be ending my career early. At least this strange new career that I've been given. Can't see a thing. There we go. Yeah. Anyway, I've been Hans Johansson. I don't know the name of this show yet. It's just strange. The boys haven't told me. I think they're trying to figure it out right now. I think they're recording this first. I don't know what they're doing. These crazy media boys. Now, until next time, be careful out there, especially if you're cutting down wood. Remember, don't stand under the tree. You'll get yourself hurt. Probably a good idea to wear a hard hat, unless you know what you're doing. Just be careful out there.